Let's talk to Paul Hocker. He is director of London Play, which is a charity. Hello, Paul. Good morning.
Hi, Vanessa. Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, thank you very much. Same to you. Are you familiar with what's going on at Battersea?
Am I familiar? I've been at the eye of the storm on this one, Vanessa, and It's a sorry tale.
Well, let's hear of it from your perspective then, because I've been telling it and retelling it, but I can only tell what I hear from other people. So let's hear what you think is going on there.
Okay, so there is a demonstration going on this morning. There are some London Play team members there joining the locals. This story, let's go back 45 years when that playground was first opened. That playground was shaped, over that 40 years, shaped by the children that used it. And it was a beautiful thing. I mean, I used to take kids there when I was a young play worker in the 80s and 90s. And it was this lolloping, wonky set of structures that the kids had built with the play workers.
Yeah.
And it was really something magical. I mean, kids loved it there. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. The council never liked it. To run a good adventure playground, you need good staff. Not a huge team, but you need some staff there to bring it alive, to work with the children. Now, what happened was 2 years ago, the council, after first attempt to try and charge people to use that playground, that got knocked back. So then, it looked like spite, I can't be sure. They said, well, we're going to rip it out. We're just going to rip the whole thing out and replace it with a ubiquitous, nothing special, plastic and metal, straight out of a box bit of kit. And that's what they did. And I was at the council meeting where the decision was made, and I sat and made a representation to the councillors who were smirking, who gave cynical kind of responses, even when children in tears, no doubt, I'm not making this up, Vanessa, there were children in tears saying, please don't take our playground away. And they went ahead and voted to rip the thing out, and bulldozers went in, ripping up 40-odd years of children's culture.
So why? This is what nobody seems to understand. Why did they do it?
My suspicion is this is a bit of nasty social cleansing. There's two estates.
You really think that? You wouldn't say they wouldn't say that it was because it was unsafe or it was too old or it was.
No.
What would they have said was the reason for?
Well, they said it was about the cost of it. Now let's be clear. Wandsworth Council is sitting on multi-million-pound revenues. They've got that in the bank. They're not a poor borough. To keep that playground open, Vanessa, would have cost each resident of Wandsworth the cost of a loaf of bread a year. That's how much it would have cost to keep the thing open. So it's ideological. It's not about the cost. It's about what it represents. It's about who it attracted. And because it was free, because kids could come along and just get involved with the adventure playground with nothing other than just walking through the doors, that kind of thing brought in the kids from the local estates, kids that don't have much, kids that really are struggling and living in homes without gardens, and this was a place where they could be active, be sociable, meet other kids from different backgrounds. It was such a great melting pot. So they just, I think, want to turn this park into a destination park for those that can afford it. And I wrote a letter in the Standard on Monday. And I talked about a two-tier play economy. And this is where we are in London right now. We have a situation where there are affluent, privileged kids playing above the heads of the disadvantaged poor kids who are left with this second-rate replacement playground. Tristan Mayhew, the guy that is behind Go Ape, said in his statement that they had replaced it, refurbished it. He absolutely has not a clue what an adventure playground is. If he thinks the thing that Battersea Council have put in place is an adequate replacement for the beautiful, rich adventure playground that's
just describe what is in place. Now, people just say it's of no interest to any child over 10, and it's the sort of place that their kids wouldn't touch with a barge pole. Is that right?
Yeah, it is a kind of dead space, really. It feels, it put structures in that are made out of tubular metal. There's little bits of wood here and there. But it's a pretty flat play experience. Kids, you show that to a child. If you gave them a choice, in fact, this is actually the crux of the problem. If they had said to the children, if they'd done a proper consultation and said, would you rather have A, an adventure playground, and showed a picture of the adventure playground, or B, these kind of play structures, which one would you want? I put my house in it, Vanessa, they would have gone for A. But they didn't do a proper consultation. The kids were conned. And they put in place this really boring space that will get vandalised because nobody loves it. The adventure playground that stood there was loved. It was nurtured. The kids built on it. It evolved. It was a living, breathing play space. And there are 80 of these adventure playgrounds in London, too few for the 1.8 million children that live here. To lose one, is devastating. And London Play, our charity, we're going to do all we can for the kids of London that can't afford to go to Go Ape and these other...
What can you do? What can your charity do? What do you do?
Well, we can get people like you to talk about it and to publicise, promote this issue to Londoners and wake them up to what's happening in certain London boroughs. There are some very good London boroughs that support play, but boroughs like Wandsworth, we run campaigns. Every year we run Adventure Play Awards where we highlight the work of the playgrounds, and we've just started a new project funded by the City Bridge Trust. That for 3 years we've got a very smart project worker going in and working with the Adventure Playground staff to help them identify the impact they make on their local community. And therefore, when the council come with their cuts, with their big scissors, the Adventure Playground workers go, hold on a minute, look, this is the impact we make on poverty, this is the impact we make on childhood obesity, on mental health, on community relations, and they'll have all that data. We're going to help them arm up, basically, for the fight when it comes. These are precious places. If you were ripping out bowling greens, Vanessa, you'd know about it, you'd hear about it. But because kids don't get a vote, because they can be hoodwinked more easily, this sort of thing happens. And this council, Wandsworth Council, should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I still don't... The thing I don't get about the whole conversation that we've just had is, when you say, I don't think they really want the children in the parks. I don't think they really want this particular kind of child in the parks. Why not? I mean, who gains from having an almost empty park, or a park that's full of corporate men and women on outdoor bonding days and there are almost no children? Why does anyone want that? Why is that a desirable goal? I don't get that. Why?
It's about ideology. I mean, they boast about having the lowest council tax in the country, or did for a while. Maybe it's about maintaining that. I mean, the kids that came in, not only did they not bring any money in because they don't have any money to bring in, but there was also staff paid for by the council to be there. Now they've got rid of that staff team. Excellent play workers have just been chopped. And so they've saved money there. They're now making money on the Go Ape enterprise that's going to, they're charging them a rent. So they're basically monetising children's play. They're turning a natural necessity. Children need to play to develop. They're making that, you can do that if you've got the money, but forget it if you can't. Here's a boring play area for you to play, and I look up at the kids having all the great fun above. It really sickens me, and I'm cross.
Thank you very much indeed. That's Paul Hocker, very, very passionate there, director of London Play, which is a charity. We will take a trail, and then we'll be straight back with Ross in Millwall.